Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Algorand, aka Algo. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So first and foremost, I do want to start with this tweet that I just made before I even started this video. And I said, in my opinion, Algo is a blue chip that's a must hold in this game. I'm expecting $10 plus in the next cycle. They recently pushed a huge upgrade. They're expanding rapidly every single day. The ecosystem is growing astronomically. I would be disappointed if we don't hit a $100 billion market cap. And honestly, I would be very surprised if we didn't hit a $100 billion market cap going into the next major cycle. And here is that chart that I did post. Currently, right now, I would expect this to be bottoming out at around that 27-cent mark. Could we go lower? It's possible. I would argue that like the lowest that I personally see us going is around like this 25-cent mark. I think that we are either near or around our, or at, I should say, our bottom point on Algo. And when we go and look at the upside here, the next major target that I'm looking at is this $12.10 zone. Again, I think that this is incredible if we go off of just like the major, fib levels instead of like the log scale. This is still a nice outreach to the 4618, which is a perfect outreach in my opinion. And also, just so that you guys know, are these levels guaranteed? No, they are not. But I'm just saying, like, this would be almost $120 billion in market cap for, Algorand. That's why I say like $10 is perfectly fine to me. And the reasoning for this is simply because of what they have been doing recently. I think Algo is a very suppressed or overlooked asset in the space. And I think for the longest time, I think that a lot of people have kind of ignored it simply because of the other major ISO tokens as well as like just other tokens in general. But recently, going back to the March of 2020 lows and, going back to our recent high, this thing did do a great run. I mean, this was about like a 27x run in this market. If we just kind of repeat that 27x opportunity run, it would be right around roughly $8, which in my opinion is a perfect level. I mean, like, listen, when we really kind of look at this market, a 27x is not bad at all. And when we really kind of look at Algorand at like around 30 cents, this is a very, very affordable token compared to where it was recently. I mean, at that $2 and like almost 80 some cent level, that's a little bit more expensive to get 1,000 tokens, 10,000 tokens, etc. Now, 10,000 tokens would cost you roughly $3,000. I'm not saying that that is a small feat, but I'm just saying that is a lot better than, 10,000 tokens costing you almost $30,000, which is a significant difference. But let's actually talk about why Algorand, in my opinion, is, capable of hitting the double-digit figures. So first off, the adoption. There's been a lot of gaming tokens launching on Algorand, and they have been transacting at some pretty nice levels. For example, we do see here 1 million plus games played on Zone, 500,000 plus transactions already on Algorand. Zone is just warming up or getting warmed up to Algo Fam. And I think that this is great because guess what? Gaming tokens have been doing very well for the longest time in this game. And, this is just the start. Like, this is one of many. For an example, just Cosmic Champs. They just announced yesterday that they will be, launching on Algorand to celebrate the upcoming Cosmic Champs closed beta mobile game launch. We're thrilled that Algorand has published an article on their official blog about our P2E game, the roadmap, 3D, game-ready NFTs, and interviews with our team. Read it now if you guys want to go check it out. You guys are more than welcome to. But yeah, like all of these tokens, all of these major projects that are launching on Algorand as well, are some pretty high-tier quality projects. Like, I think that this looks great in regards to like graphics, comparing it to like the traditional gaming markets. For the most part, I mean, I'm sure that you guys are all aware of this. Like, gaming tokens within crypto have been complete trash in regards to graphics. So seeing graphics like this is kind of like it's a nice change of scenery, to be honest. But also, like I said, that big upgrade that they did push, we do see Algorand upgrade boost, speed, adds trustless cross-chain communication, and a lot more. This is a huge upgrade. For an example, the processing speed is 1200 TPS to 6,000 TPS. Why are they pushing this? I believe that they need to have a lot more scalability here. Why? Because the adoption of Algorand has been completely massive recently. For an example, we do see down here, and the new best-in-class developer tools allowing organizations building on Algorand to continue to scale to meet growing demand for Web3 applications. They are preparing for the future. They understand exactly where we are headed. And we do see down here, from state proofs, which are a game-changing blockchain interoperability security feature to increased TPS, we are unlocking the tools required for Web3 applications to fulfill their vast potential. I love to see them getting ahead of the curve here. I think that this is great. And again, if you're not watching Algorand right now, I definitely advise you to look into it and do a little bit more research, especially now currently as it is growing a lot in demand and the ecosystem is expanding rapidly. And don't take my word for it. Here you guys have the ecosystem itself, and this was a post that was talking more so about the celebration of, the overall mainnet. Not only increasing 5x after the new upgrade from 1.2k transactions per second to 6k, but we also do see that they are releasing a new version of Algorand ecosystem landscape today as well, with 50 plus newly and active projects that have been added onto it. A proud moment for whoever believes in Algorand. And here you guys have that updated, overall ecosystem overview. This is very large, but like I said, if you look at like the metaverse projects, comparing it to like the gaming tokens, which these are not all of the tokens, like we still see a lot more launching. It is a very substantial ecosystem. I mean, like this is huge, and this should show you, just how large this ecosystem actually is becoming. It is growing on a daily basis. And by the way, that was gambling down there. I didn't mean to click the gambling one. I meant to click up here to show you like the gaming companies. Like these are this is a very vast gaming ecosystem on Algorand. And not only that, but like you also have like NFTs, art and music. I mean, there's just so much happening here. It's truly remarkable how fast the Algorand team has been, growing and building. Like this is still a token from like 2019. Remember that. So in just like the last 3 years, Algorand has truly been, just not only, accelerating massively, but they have been growing rapidly as well in the numbers of things. For example, if you go and check out the statistics in regards to the metrics, look at the 7-day transactions here, 8 million. I know that might not seem like a lot, but it is a substantial amount. Total addresses, 27.1 million. Nodes in the last 7 days, 1.7K. TVL, $265.3 million, almost $265.4 million. Like things, on Algorand are truly remarkable right now. I love watching this token continue to grow. And like I said, the ecosystem on the mainnet, like the ecosystem directory, like there's a lot here. You can look through all of the, categories here. It's truly something remarkable. We talked about a few of these, and like these are not only the main projects. Like these are just like the ones that are the most popular currently. But I'm telling you guys, like I've watched tokens like this start to build. I've watched tokens like this start to, grow, and individuals just kind of ignore them. And you're ignoring them at like the most crucial points in time. Like we are at prices that were seen going all the way back to July of 2020. When the real run really kind of started to, happen back in like the DeFi summer timeframe. Also, it's prices that were also around during, February of 2020, right before the March 2020 crash. Like these lows down here, I would argue that these are probably never, seen again lows. If we do see them though, which I listen, I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys. I actually pray for new lows because of how incredible these assets are. I just want to get in like at some extremely low levels, accumulate as much as I possibly can, and then just, wait for the next major move. To me personally, I would love to watch and see if Algorand does break its recent low going back to the June timeframe. Maybe even dip down a little bit to like, 22 cents. Like that would be huge. Am I thinking that like that's a very, high probable chance of that hitting? No, I don't believe so. But I think that the upside after this run, after, we bottom out officially, after this bear market's over, I'm very excited for what comes next, because that's where we really kind of look at the potential in regards to the price action on this. Again, if we go back to the traditional fib levels, not based on the log scale, and we look at the upside here, could we hit $20? That would be a $200 billion market cap. I would say like maybe not in the next cycle, but at some point in time, I could see this happening. This would be a 75x opportunity from our lows that we recently made, from our current price action, which is not too far away from our low this is still roughly a 70x opportunity. Is that possible in the next major cycle? It's hard to say. But I like the safest bet here would be like around like the $7 level to about like the $12 level. Like that's the level that I'm personally watching for. I'm going to be taking profits beforehand, 100%. I'm going to be taking my initial investment out so I can de-risk fully and kind of let the rest ride. But to me, like I said, Algorand is a blue chip. It's a must-hold. It's a big player in my portfolio. It's not like at the top tier or anything like that. It's definitely my top 15. But in my opinion, like Algorand has been making its name known. I'm going to continue to accumulate this. Hopefully it does make its way into like my top 10, possibly even in my top 5. I want to accumulate as much as I possibly can. It's just a lot more expensive compared to most of the tokens that I am accumulating. But hey, that's the price that you pay for these blue chip stocks. It's very similar to like XRP, right? XRP is still trading around like 30 some cents. But I just really kind of look at this in the past cycle, from the March of 2020 lows to the all-time high recently. Was a 27x opportunity really kind of major for this token? Not necessarily, but again, there's a lot more money in this market now. There's a lot more eyes on this market. I mean, things are rapidly, shifting on a day-to-day basis. I mean, you look at crypto going back 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, comparing it to now, even in like 2020 and 2021, right? Comparing it to now, even though we are in a bear market, there's still a ton of noise being made. There's still a lot of things happening. There's still a lot of individuals a part of this journey. So to me, Algorand in the next cycle, I think that this 40x opportunity run is not too crazy, specifically going off of like the 27x opportunity run from like March of 2020 to the recent all-time high. Comparing these two runs is not too crazy of a comparison. And when we look at like a 40x opportunity, it's a little bit more than that run. It's about a 10x more. I think that this is conservative. Let me know what you guys think about these levels down in the comments below, though. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. And with that being said, if you guys did enjoy this video, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.